Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. I'm the big beefy boy, Shaz Beef, and today I'm joined by my fellow old buck in Morro. Oh, it's
straight in the bicep.
yeah. I've after my tricep is gone.
He has no tricep. You have the CM Punk syndrome.
Was John Cena that did his tricep before he came back into the 2008 Royal Rumble?
I thought that was his quad.
Was it? No, I think it was his arm injury.
Maybe it was.
But he came back super quick.
Yeah.
And had that massive pop.
Pop.
And I popped. And then I realized I hate John Cena.
Yeah.
Not the person. I really want to stress this. That, like, anytime we're talking about wrestlers, it's just the characters. Bar our Hulk Hogan podcast that we have recorded, and then we're going to release that next.
Yeah, we want to pass that through legal first.
Yeah. But, like, you know, that's kind of delving into the person of Terry Bollea.
Yeah, but he's a shithead.
But generally, we're just talking about characters.
Did you edit out the part where I said
I have no idea. I don't even know if it's edited, because I said I wanted to get the Royal Rumble podcast out before the Hulk Hogan podcast.
Fair.
Hulk Hogan, he like stuff is evergreen. He'll always
be a shithead.
Yeah, you kind of said it. Yeah. But that's coming up. That should be the next podcast. If you're waiting for our booking Bo Dallas to WrestleMania main event, that is coming. We're stewing away in the background.
We're Stu Harton away in the background.
We're kind of bouncing back and forth about ideas and how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's coming up. That probably won't even be a podcast episode. I think I'm going to present that.
Yeah.
As this is, kind of fantasy booking Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
We could do it together or whatever. But
we could do it on my TEW thing.
Yeah, you could do
I
that.
Could load that up and see if
you could get Bo Dallas.
I know Bo Dallas is there.
You could get into the Rumble or get into the main event.
Yeah. Now, when I inputted that he'd win the Royal Rumble, about 26 big name superstars came to me furious that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
And did you not book him then to win it?
What did I do in the end? I was basically only doing it as a trial. Did I actually
Can you
do the event?
tentatively book him and say you're going to win the Royal Rumble and then people get annoyed, or do you have to book him and then people get annoyed?
You book him and then people get annoyed, but you don't have to do the match. You can change the booking.
Oh, right,
so
cool.
When you do like your pre-show thing and you lay out the matches and you give the winners, then people can come to you at night and you can change it.
Oh, yeah. I've been mad to get into it, but I tried to get into TW 2016 a few years ago, and I just didn't like the user interface.
That's its biggest weakness.
Like EWR, Extreme Warfare Revenge, which is the just the earliest one for 2002. Like I just found that so easy to use.
Yeah.
And Football Manager obviously is a thing that I'm massive.
That's the greatest user face of a management sim type game ever. Like, you know, and I know like the beautiful thing about Football Manager is
go check out the Football Manager football show, which is like the spiritual.
You and Ken, that was fantastic.
That went on for a long time and had like
did 5 seasons?
A lot more.
Was it?
Yeah, but it had like a serious fan base as well.
Yeah.
We're getting it like pretty decent downloads.
They cancelled FM25.
I seen that.
I'm heartbroken because I'm still on FM24.
I can't go back to it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was because it became a podcast. It kind of became work.
Yeah.
So my enjoyment of it. Now when I went on holidays last year, I loaded up FM22, even though I had 24, and just got into my Preston Man United save.
Yeah.
Because I do multiverse saves where I manage two teams at the once. And just basically like passing the controller to myself.
Yeah.
But
I did a 34-season Bohemian save.
How'd you get on? I find the League of Ireland really boring.
What I like
in terms of managing.
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah. I did Shamrock Rovers, and then I moved to Fulham, and then I moved to Manchester City. And I was already the Man United manager.
In a multiverse of madness, Shane O'Keefe.
Yeah,
my boss one, I quit after I won 5 Champions Leagues in a row at Bohemians.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
I'm
It took
so
34 seasons.
Well done.
It took a good year in my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wrestling takes up so many years of our lives. And
it does.
we actually experienced 3 Rumbles.
We watched 3 Rumbles Saturday night.
And nuts. We like the OTT Loco Rumble.
Yeah.
We'll be covering that on OTT Insider in
fantastic show.
kayfabe form.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Our own Edward Stewart Tate ended up being in the fucking thing. So we kind of have a vested interest in that.
That's fucking wild.
It's nuts. Go check out OTT On Demand, and we're going to cover it on Insider. Some tasty stuff coming up. Probably looking, hopefully soon, at a change of set as well.
Yeah.
Just messing around. Any ideas, just throw them down in the comments below. But today, we're going to talk about the 2 Royal Rumbles that were broadcast on Netflix.
Netflix Live, Royal Rumble.
So, like, the actual premise of having 2 Royal Rumbles in one night, like we talked about, War Games recently, and we've talked about maybe Hell in a Cell. I remember there was 3 Hell in a Cells on the card before. It loses its allure and its luster. I don't know if it does as much as the Royal Rumble, because the Royal Rumble can be so dynamic. But I think what they're doing with SummerSlam and what they're doing with Mania, putting it 2 nights, I think that will help.
Yeah,
I wanted to see more matches on the card.
Like Sam, what I felt as well, and I've been saying this for a couple of years since they started doing the 2 night. They could do a women's Royal Rumble in like June, and the winner gets the main event of SummerSlam.
See, but they're doing that with King of the Ring now.
Yeah, true.
King of the Ring, the winner of that, King and Queen of the Ring, get to go on and main event SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And
I just feel like you could spread out the Rumbles. Like, you know what I mean? If you had 6 months between each Rumble, it'd be deadly.
I think 2 nights is perfect. Yeah, and
you could do 2 nights.
And they both get main events. I think the problem leading into this was,
do they though?
I think
do they get main events, Shane?
I wanted to talk about that as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But like, I think it might give more focus on it. It seems now. And it seemed like the women's War Games match as well. It was more half-baked than it was the men's.
Correct.
So heading into the men's Royal Rumble, like, this was probably one of the biggest years where it was outside maybe 1 or 2 winners that was guaranteed. You could have had in a whole mix
there
of
5 in the men's anyway.
And I don't think out of those 5 you would have picked who eventually did win.
You wouldn't have, not.
But
we'll get to that too.
Yeah, but I think that's what needs to be. My thing with the Rumble is, I don't like the fact that it can only be 1 or 2 people winning.
Yeah, in general, there's an air of predictability to the Rumble.
Like, in all essence, there should be like 30 possible winners.
Well, you need
there should be though.
Yeah, but you need your banter.
Yeah, but in the build up to it,
yeah,
there should be like, this person needs to be taken seriously because of XYZ.
They're in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to keep 30 people looking strong though. You know what I mean? Like, it is hard.
It's not necessarily looking strong, but just giving them something heading into
some sort of hook.
Yeah, heading into it, Yeah. Even like a little promo like they used to do.
They were deadly, the old promos back like 90.
I'm going to win the Royal Rumble because. And then you're like, oh, right, that's their motivation heading into it.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's like, oh, here's a wrestler's song. Nowadays, we don't even know what the wrestler songs are because of Def Rebel.
That's been getting slated online, and I think with very, very good reason.
Yeah, like Jim Johnson.
It was particularly egregious in the Women's Rumble.
Yeah, Jim Johnson is a legend. He needs to go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I thought the CFOs were very good too.
They had some good shit, yeah.
Like Glorious, Nakamura's song, Finn Balor's song, Kevin Owens' song, AJ Styles' song.
They weren't as consistent as Jim Johnson.
Yeah, but they didn't have the tenure of Jim Johnson.
True as well, yeah.
Like
Jim
Johnson,
yeah. What were the CFOs there, like 7 years?
If even.
But
I think there was a
5?
lot of like legal stuff with that in the end, and that's why it couldn't be
right. But
utilized.
This shit now is just like generic. Like,
it's bad.
Like the new Finn Balor team. Like,
and I felt bad for Finn Balor when he came out because no one knew who it was going to be.
Like, what's this? But the Women's Rumble, it was just one after another after another. I was like, I'm waiting like 15 seconds till I know who the person is. Like,
yeah,
and none of them are getting a pop.
Yeah,
and it actually hurts the overall match because it's not as like the crowd are just kind of spending more time like going,
who's that? And then they're coming out, and then you're like, I don't really watch next.
Yeah, or it's just like, that's who it is. Yeah, it's like this delayed thing, and you don't get the crowd reacting together, like, you know what I mean?
Coming into the Rumble, could you have predicted who was going to win?
The women's one?
Yeah.
Yes, that was my prediction.
Yeah.
I thought that was painfully obvious.
Yeah, and I think that was to the detriment of it as well.
Yes.
But let's get into the actual match itself. And I'd imagine more of, like, who really stood out.
Yeah.
And maximize their time. And a lot has been said over the past while of someone who does maximize their time, and it's Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
She comes into the Rumble, and like, you're just smiling and laughing at the nonsense that she produces.
She's just really good at comedy nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm not calling the comedy nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm calling her style of comedy is nonsensical.
Yeah.
And she's fucking great at it.
But she could still be taken as a threat.
Yeah, well, she's like, she gets to win matches on TV.
Yeah, she's the US champion.
And she might do it in some, like, nonsensical ways, but, like, it works, like, But
even stuff with, like, sticking her tongue out when has choking him in the corner and different things like that.
she's a really good understanding of her character and what works.
Yeah, and I definitely think big things are to come.
You could do
her.
You could do loads with her.
Yeah, but
you could actually plug her into some main event feuds, and I think she'd be really good.
She gets the first elimination, I think, against is it B-Fab?
B-Fab, yeah.
Yeah, I like B-Fab too. I think she came in, she had a good showing. There's one thing that's been said about the Women's Rumble, and it's like, I think it's like a drinking game. Every time someone does a nip up,
it was non-fucking stop.
They come in, they do their shine, nip
and
up.
I was playing a drinking game with myself.
Yeah, you were pretty well on your way the last time I'd seen you coming back from Dublin.
We'd gone to Dublin early in the day. I had a nice few pints before the local Rumble.
Had a nice few pints
during the Rumble. Then I got a spin home with my podcast buddies, Shane and Mr. Dunphy. And I went in and said, right, I'm just going to watch the Rumble live. Came home right in time.
Yeah, I wasn't on time. I think I had to rewind to the start.
Yeah. You were so like 20 minutes behind me or so.
Yeah, by the time I ended up getting to view it. And I don't know why, because we kind of got dropped home around the same time.
Yeah, I just went straight in and turned it on. And then, because I was saying something about the tag match.
And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not feeling, like, there's like still 7 people left in the Rumble. I was like, all right.
I can't say nothing. Did you like the layout of the stadium and the long entrance route?
No, I didn't like the long entrance, but stadium looked cool.
Why not the long entrance? Was that a baseball stadium? Because they were doing Royal Rumbles from baseball stadiums for a while, and I thought that looked cool. And they've been doing long entrances.
I think baseball stadiums are generally smaller and wouldn't have that long of an entrance.
They had though over the past while.
Maybe they did. I just like the shorter entrance because
and not the turn,
straight in. And I think a big thing there as well for the really long entrance ramps is like
the pop is over.
The pop is over. Like by the time they get to the ring and start doing their bit, it's like, yeah, you've been here a minute, like, you know what I mean?
Like the entrance ramps for. Was it Royal Rumble 2000?
Madison Square Garden, right?
Yeah, and 2008.
Perfect.
They're just there, boom, there's your pop, they're in the ring, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, that's what you want, like. The heat is still in it when they get to the ring.
Yeah. Lyra Valkyrie.
Yeah, in the number 4, I think she came in. Like, they didn't give her a whole lot to do when she came in, you know what I mean?
But you can definitely see when you see Lyra wrestle. Like, she is of a different caliber athlete.
She is a very, very good wrestler.
She's class, like.
She's a very, very good at professional wrestling.
She seems like a ring general.
Yes.
Even the way she does a suplex.
Yeah, simple stuff.
It's just...
like, you compare her there to a lot
B-Fab.
of the... Yeah, B-Fab, Ivy Nile, even Maxine Dupree, who looks fantastic.
I'll have something to say about Maxine in a bit, but...
Like, just the tightness of Lyra's work compared to a lot of the NXT, you know. And look, these NXT people are developmental. They're still learning the trade. Some of them can do some spectacular stuff, but Lyra Valkyrie is the whole package. She's polished.
You're a big fan of Sol Ruka.
We're not a big fan. I think like she has like unbelievable potential. I just don't know if in the way WWE works their system, if she'll get the chance to round out her skill set properly.
Yeah.
And which would be a shame because like I compared her before to like 2014, 2015 Osprey. But Osprey got that chance to, you know,
Rev Pro, New Japan,
even probably Progress back in the day, New Japan, like constantly working like 3-4 times a week with super experienced people.
And not working like televised events. Cause
every time,
when we did the seminar with Finn Balor and JD McDonough, like Finn Balor was saying that, name drop. Finn Balor was saying that he was telling Finn was telling me,
Finn told Shane
Fergal.
Call him Fergal.
Fergie was telling me there. He was just saying, you know, Raw is like television wrestling is completely different when you have to factor in ad breaks and it's different type of wrestling.
Yeah, hitting your marks, camera angles.
Yeah, but it's like you have your, you know, Fergus didn't say this in as much words.
Okay, so Fergal just.
Finn Balor.
Okay.
Finn Balor as you know, the
Mr. Devitt, shall we say.
You know, you might have your shine and then you have an ad break for 3 minutes. So the whole wrestling match kind of goes on hold.
Yeah.
And you're just doing it for the people
in the audience.
But like it,
you're kind of pausing the story of the match as such.
Remember Vince brought in And this is what I want to get about 2 or 3
He brought
matches. They stopped wrestling during the ad breaks.
That was absolutely
what
outrageous.
the fuck, like?
Yeah, that was outrageous.
How are people going to progress?
Yeah.
You know, but I would have liked to see Solaruka in this Rumble.
Yeah, and like I think with Solaruka, and I know we're kind of off to be getting off track of
As
the
we
Rumble
always
here.
do.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like if she had the chance to like do a shitload of indie matches over the course of a year against a variety of styles.
But she might though, because WWE are doing this now.
Yeah, I'd love like she's the perfect example of someone with like huge upside that in the way their system is currently run won't get the chance to fully round out.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't think she'll be a success on the main roster because they'll tailor a lot of stuff for her matches on TV and so on.
Like the Braun Breaker is like pretty rounded out now, and he's only gone through that system.
Yeah.
Well, not. I don't
know how rounded out he is.
His character is over.
His character is excellent.
His matches are really fun because he's in there with like serious players like Sheamus. And,
but there you go. Look who he's working with. Like,
but that's
like
who Sola's going to work with. You know,
and she should.
Work with Lyra.
I just think if she like to me, she has the most potential of anyone there to get to the highest level. And I worry that she won't get quite to that. I think she'll get very, very good.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll get to like all-time or great in-ring performer level without getting the reps against a variety of styles.
Well, it looks like Lyra and Ivy Neal are going to have a thing going forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you mentioned Maxine. I thought she looked fantastic. Like, I always assumed just Maxine was like, you know, the manager. On the side. Remember, very similar to what Lana was and stuff.
Yeah.
And Lana would show up in Rumbles and it wasn't very...
She never did that.
I thought Maxine looked fucking great here.
She did some cool stuff. Do you know what it could be like? And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing Selena Vega here, but when Selena Vega's tasked with doing like 3 or 4 cool spots, she's awesome at it.
Yeah.
But could you put her in a 10-minute match? And you know
and
what I mean?
don't know that about Maxine, but Maxine reminds me of, say... not just because she's aesthetically pleasing, to use a Briscoe euphemism or whatever, but like she reminds you of like the early WWE ladies who may have got a chance in like the 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, even early Trish.
Yeah.
You know, like they got a chance to wrestle.
But their Trish developed, like, remember Trish at the start? Like, she did like that. She'd do a few spots. But like early Trish matches, she wasn't very good.
No.
But she rounded out spectacularly.
And you're in there though with the likes of Ivory, who could wrestle.
Yes.
Shout
out Ivory. What a fucking wrestler.
Yeah, Ivory. I loved Ivory in Race to Censor.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah.
Perfect for her.
Yeah. She had that stern face.
Actually, talking about Ivory in Race to Censor and like remembering, say, Molly Holly as Super Molly or whatever, and then you had Lisa, and then you had Victoria, and then you had Trish, and I'm not looking to harp back to those times, and China, of course, but like they all had very distinct characters. Now, there's a lot more women nowadays, as there should be within wrestling, but a lot of the characters sometimes seems to get lost.
Yes.
Like, who are these people?
Yeah, who are they? Like, what's their scale? Like, what's their story?
Maybe I'm wrong. But like,
well, see, not a lot of them get like enough TV time to translate their character to us, or to even like properly define their character. Have you ever been in a play and like played a really small part?
No.
Yeah,
I've done a small part.
I've done a couple of small parts here and there, and it's really hard to like give your character some interesting hooks. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. No, I agree with you.
Because you know, Bianca is a very distinguishable character. Naomi has some good stuff. Yeah.
Where was Jade Cargill?
Apparently, she's still injured, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah.
She's not in a warehouse learning how to wrestle. No?
Quite possibly.
Very possible. It's weird.
It is. I find the whole kind of Naomi is now a tag team champion thing quite weird.
But
you know, I think it's going to pay off with Jade against either Naomi or Bianca.
It has to be Bianca.
I'd love to see Bianca as a heel. I think she'd be fantastic.
Yeah, or just make Jade a heel.
No, I don't think, because Jade got taken out.
I know, but eventually make her heel. I just think with her style, she's just a better heel.
Yeah. Going into the Rumble, then you get like the Pure Fusion Collective.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's atrocious.
It's not good.
Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, like they just completely fecked her. and
Like,
and Zoe Stark. And Zoe Stark is fun to watch.
yeah, but I really like Shayna Baszler as a wrestler.
I did like Shayna Baszler.
Correct. Yeah.
Didn't she have a SummerSlam match where she like came out in a gi?
Yeah.
And what was that?
Was it
Who was that?
Rousey or something? Did she do what?
Was it with Rousey?
I think
Yeah?
she had a SummerSlam match with Rousey. And like they threw each other around really cool.
Yeah. And that was Rousey's last match. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
You weren't expecting to see Rousey show up here anyway.
No, God. Oh, God, no.
Do you not think that things? No, but like she shit on Vince, but it's a different. But Pritchard's still there. She doesn't like Bruce.
Doesn't like him either. Yeah, she shit on Vince, but I also think like, yes, it's a different regime, but they're not going to bring back someone who's been shitting on Vince.
Well, I have no interest in Sonya Deville, and I was like, she's been around a long time.
Man, Sonya Deville is there over a decade.
Yeah.
2015, like. She was there in 2015.
She was with Mandy there for a while. They had that whole thing going on.
Yeah, they did a good
And
stint
Shane has
there.
been there, but I think Shane has been kind of screwed around the past while. Like the gear looks bad. You know, she
Doesn't look good, yeah.
It looked.
Yeah, I know. The thing about Shayna as well is like, she's getting older now, like. Shayna's in her 40s.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like they didn't get the best out of her while
They did in NXT.
She was brilliant in NXT. I know some of her matches were basic and all that, but she came across super legit.
I think the problem with her NXT run is it came so soon after Asuka.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you're having two very dominant champions.
And like both similar. I know they're totally different, but like in terms of the gimmick, badass,
kick your face and kind of
badass, legit fighter, shoot type gimmicks back to back.
I miss Asuka.
Man, Asuka's the best.
She is class.
I've been saying it for years. Asuka's the best women's wrestler in the world.
Do you think so?
Well, I don't know if she is now because I haven't seen her in a while.
Did you not say Bianca Belair is like one of the best wrestlers in the world?
Yeah, I still think that. I just would like to see her in more singles matches and stuff.
Is there anything that stands out for you within the Women's Rumble? There was no.
I have things that when we're doing the men's rumble that I'll relate back to the women's rumble in terms of like booking style and stuff. Who stood out to you? Like Liv Morgan, Jordan Grace, that was cool.
Jordan Grace, yeah, that was great. She's in phenomenal shape
as always.
I like. There was one thing where she kind of like does this in the Rumble. I was like, you look cool.
And
you look so happy to be there.
They could have done more with her as well. Like
kept her music.
She did some like cool spots, and then she eliminated somebody, and then she did nothing else. And then she got thrown out.
Yeah,
like they could have done more with her.
Well, before we came on air, you said you have a bit of a theory in regards to the Rumbles.
I'm going to do that in the men's Rumble and relate it back to the women's Rumble.
It is an interesting topic to kind of go into. But I don't think anything massively memorable happened.
Probably the most memorable thing in the match was when Nia Jax dumped out like 20 people that were...
I thought Nia had a great showing, though.
She did have a good showing. We spoke on the podcast a lot over the last 8 to 12 months. We're a year old, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We've given Nia a lot of props over the last year in terms of her improvement as a worker.
I thought I think I enjoy watching her in the sense that she's like, I don't like her, but I think it's good heat now.
I'll put it this way: I don't hate watching her anymore.
Yeah. And I think the division needs a character like that.
Absolutely. But I thought the spot where she dumped out all those people was like...
I think it was badly done, but...
It was badly done.
Yeah.
But also, what it has served...
How many did she eliminate? Let's have a look here.
I think it's 5.
Nia Jax eliminates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. No, well, ends up eliminating.
She eliminated more in total, but it was 5 in that one spot, wasn't it?
6, yeah. So 5 in that one spot, and there's some big names, and I want to get
Sky is in there.
I want to get into the names as well because they're kind of going into our surprises, and I wanted to leave that a bit separate. But sure, we may as well go into the surprises. And a lot of people expected AJ Lee. And I think CM Punk put a lot of fuel on that fire and was like, oh, my wife might show up. But a lot of people expected Becky Lynch.
Yeah, true. Well, we expected Becky Lynch originally
for Netflix
debut, and now we're a full month on from that. The Rumble is essentially a full month on from the Netflix debut. We still haven't seen her. I suppose, who were the surprises? Trish
and Alexa Bliss.
And Charlotte. And
Charlotte wasn't a surprise though because she announced she was going to be there. And mentioning Alexa Bliss would have been my pick to win the Rumble based on her appearance.
Interesting. Why?
I thought she hasn't won it yet.
Yeah.
And she got such a massive pop when she came out.
Yeah.
It would have been great to see Alexa Bliss
Win the Rumble.
and then therefore give the Wyatt 6
A bit more
going
juice.
going into WrestleMania.
Bit more juice. Yeah. Oh, I'm on board with that.
And then, like, I know the Wyatt 6 went to SmackDown. And I think Alexa is going to be associated with the Wyatts.
I'm assuming so.
But, like, going into SmackDown, she'd have to go up against Tiffany, which Rhea would have been the perfect one.
I think Rhea versus Alexa Bliss would be... Rhea would be a better matchup for Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. And you have Nikki Cross in that equation too.
Yeah. And you can also tie in...
So it'd be Rhea and Nikki, you'd have some matches, and then she'd building up to Alexa, and then you have Rhea's whole demeanor is kind of like gothic, and
it's not a million miles away from the aesthetics of the Wyatt Six.
Exactly. And I thought that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Scarlett Bordeaux in it.
Yeah, she can do some stuff.
Yeah, and especially because I think Karrion Kross has been doing some great things.
Doing a great job, so why not give
he
her
didn't even end up in the Rumble.
No, it's crazy. They never use him.
Yeah, they're using him.
Not in a wrestler role.
They've used it like there was a cool backstage video that they did when he was observing Sammy in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. They're kind of utilizing him in that sense.
I know, but give the man some work to do. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I would have picked Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
I think a first time winner would have been great. My big problem with these two Rumbles is they got it wrong in the sense that they picked the one in one Rumble they picked who no one would have predicted, and in the other Rumble they picked who everyone would have predicted.
So you want them reversed?
Yeah, I would have picked the safe choice for the men's Rumble and then the outside choice for the women's Rumble.
Yeah.
Especially if you're putting the women's Rumble first, because you're creating an aura of unpredictability.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wait, anybody can win
this thing. Yeah.
Whereas maybe they flip that and go, oh, well, they went with Charlotte in the end.
They're obviously going
to pick Roman Reigns or whatever, CM Punk or... But I think they would have they messed up. I think the fan reaction to Charlotte on SmackDown since has proved it.
Was she trying to be a babyface?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But are they doing like that Bo Dallas thing where she thinks she's a babyface, but she's not because everyone hates her? Yeah. But Trish Stratus was another surprise, which I don't think anyone was really surprised by.
No, because she's come back for every Rumble nearly.
And we've seen her recently enough against Becky within the last year, and then Nikki Bella.
That was nice.
Especially, we know what her history has.
Yeah.
Her recent history has involved with it.
Private life things happen. It's been a tough time for her. It was nice to see her get out there and do something.
Yeah, and I was never a big fan of the Bellas. And
no, they came at a weird time for women's wrestling.
Yeah, and they're kind of, I think they kind of credit themselves with like the women's revolution.
Yeah, they might overstate that.
So does Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah. They might overstate that. I don't know. I think the women's revolution is the fans.
Well, I put it down to say like maybe Paige.
Yeah, Paige the start of it.
Paige and AJ Lee, and then you had the Four Horsewomen.
Yeah, and it was the fan reaction to Paige, AJ Lee, and the Four Horsewomen is what forced the hand of the revolution.
What I loved is Michael Cole. They showed people sitting down watching things on a big screen, and they were like, everyone went nuts when Nikki Bella came out, and you just see the people just be like, oh.
Cool. I thought it was nice to see her though. So I didn't think we'd see her in a ring ever again.
At number 30 as well, that was the big surprise. Liv Morgan, she did quite a good showing in it. Raquel Rodriguez was there. A lot of people were just there. Jada Parker, I thought, looked great.
You said that, yeah, she did look like a beast.
Lash Legend looks very promising as well.
Yeah, they have a load of talent. Like, I just thought like the layout of the Rumble just wasn't great. Like,
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, she had a great showing.
Yeah.
But like, it was weird, right? So they're doing this, and we'll talk about this in the men's one as well. But they're doing this thing of like the Iron Woman or the Iron Man of the Rumble. This person has lasted 1 hour and 7 minutes and 47 seconds. I feel like a lot of that, they're just doing it for the sake of doing it so they can say next year, oh, Roxanne Perez was the Iron person last year and lasted 1 hour. And in 5 years' time, in the 2025 Royal Rumble, Roxanne Perez.
Great, though, if they use that as not just like, oh, this is the Iron... Use that as, all right, you lasted the longest, so you're either automatically in the Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, something like that.
You don't have to do a qualifying thing. You have proved that you deserve to have another shot, because by the essence of the fact that you were in there for 42 minutes like Penta, or over an hour, you have proved that you deserve a shot.
You're of the caliber that deserves,
exactly.
Yeah.
So and use that as a stepping stone.
Do you know when you go back to older Royal Rumbles and whoever the Iron Man at the time was, so much of the match centered around them and them bumping and flopping and being really tired and getting dragged out of the corner, and it was a real bumpy role. You know what I mean? You took 45 bumps in your 55 minutes in the match, and you just looked dead coming towards the end of it. But now the way they're using the Iron Man role, and it's been like this for a few years, it's they don't look fucked by the end of it, because they bring him in at the start and they just kind of do nothing for an hour. And then, they're here an hour. I'm like, oh, Jesus, are they? I didn't seem to do
if you look at Royal Rumble 92 with Flair,
he was bumping like a maniac start to finish.
Yeah, but
holding onto the rope.
Yeah, but he was always in the corner kind of backing off and stuff.
But you got more visuals out of him. He bumped like a maniac in 92 Royal Rumble.
It was said...
And Shawn Michaels in 95, was it, when the Bulldog threw him out?
Yeah, 95.
Or didn't throw him out, as the case may be.
He won it in 96 also.
No, yeah, he won back to back, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that 95 one where he went first to last, he was the first person to go first to last.
Bulldog was second.
And the both of them did the whole thing. They both look fucked. And Michaels put on an unbelievable, if you go back and watch that Rumble, Michaels put on an unbelievable performance of bumping and selling the whole way through the Rumble. You don't get that in the modern ones. People aren't there, their hair isn't everywhere, they're fucking sweating, they're just falling over at the gust of wind.
But that could be the actual... the aesthetic of HD or whatever they're in now in WWE. It's
Maybe.
It looks way too crisp.
But that 95 Rumble as well, if I remember correctly.
And we're just old curmudgeons looking back.
I know, but I think, in hindsight, that was only 45 minutes long. It's the shortest Rumble ever.
There is a short Rumble.
I think
they changed it to 60 seconds, didn't they, instead of 90 seconds.
They might have done
At
that.
one stage, I think it went to even 2 minutes.
Is it not 2 minutes now?
I don't know. I think they're not as strict.
They make up the number.
Yeah, they're not as strict with the times, because obviously the entranceway is massive. Natalia came in.
Did nothing. I love Natalia. She's one of my favourite on the female side of the roster.
Really? Natalia has... I obviously understand her value within wrestling.
She's the perfect person to plug into a 10-minute Raw match with any talent.
Yeah.
That's what I love about her. I think she's you want to get someone over in a decent match on Raw?
Put her with Natalia.
Hit Natalia's phone number there. Get her down here Monday night.
Anyone then that stood out, say, as possible winners for next year? Do you think Charlotte was the right choice? I would have even taken Nia. Nia never won the Rumble.
I tell you.
But you see, Nia and Tiffany is...
It's really weird, because I feel like...
Nia hasn't gone up against Tiffany, has she? Tiffany cashed in against her. So Nia and Tiffany
actually had their match.
Yeah, Nia and Tiffany is...
I tell you, I put it like this here, right? The champions, for the amount of TV time women get, which is obviously less than the men. Now, there are less of them. But I feel like the champions have been so kind of dominant and forefront over the last year that there wasn't any rising star that you felt should be winning the Rumble.
Well, Tiffany ended up winning the title.
She already got, to me, she was the biggest up-and-comer of the last 12 months in the women's division.
I feel like Io is kind of getting put into that Natalia kind of role as well.
We need someone to have a good match.
Yeah.
I felt like I wanted Io to win the Rumble. I never felt like that was going to happen.
But that goes back to the booking of people prior to the Rumble.
It's like what I keep saying about Gunther's title reign and Cody's title reign, is they didn't have challengers ready.
Yeah.
For when the reign started. So the reign because of that looks a bit weaker.
This is obviously I'm watching a lot more Netflix, watching a lot more Raw and SmackDown because of Netflix. And it's something that I said to Dunphy the other day. I was like, I feel like they're not utilizing the full power of the characters that they have.
Yeah, if you think...
So if you watch Raw, they're not... you'll see a Penta match every week, right? But what if you're a Pete Dunne fan?
You never see him.
He shows up against Penta, and then you might see him in the background, or
you might be there in another month.
Maybe Pete Dunne isn't a great example, but you get what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
There's so many people,
and See,
and even more so on the women's side of things.
so like the thing about the women's division coming up to the Rumble, right? It was that you spent most of last year with your two top storylines being Rhea chasing Liv and Tiffany in the background and Nia. But they've done both of those title changes recently. So, and that's where a lot of the focus was on those characters. With Bayley being a side character in one story, and a couple of different people, Raquel and that being a side character in the other story. So nobody felt ready to be a Rumble winner because of that, because both titles had changed hands. So that you had the two that would have been your Royal Rumble winners, either Tiffany or Rhea, already got the titles recently.
Where was like Isla Dawn and Blair Davenport?
Yeah.
Like, where were they?
Blair Davenport is like decent, like, you know?
Where were?
Don't know.
I think Isla Dawn is great as well.
She's like, what match did we watch with her last year? Isla Dawn.
Tag team match was it in Glasgow?
Yeah, that was really good. Like, and she put on a great show.
And they won the titles.
And they won the titles and lost them back, and haven't really been seen that much since.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I feel like they didn't fill out the division over the last year, and then they booked title changes too close to the Rumble, so that the people who were getting focused on in the division weren't in a position to win the Rumble.
Do you think Julia and Stephanie Vacour had a good showing?
Yeah, I would think they should have just had one of them win it.
Really?
Fuck it. Have Stephanie or Julia win it and then have them main event.
Would you like to see more kind of TNA involvement now that they have?
No, because they have enough. Like, we're
Masha
already.
Slamovich.
She's great, but like, you already have Isla Dawn not making it, and you already have Blair Davenport not making the card.
Tessa Blanchard.
No.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, will it?
I don't think it'll ever happen.
I like some people not predict have this theory that, you know, she's in TNA
As a softening.
Yeah, for her coming over. But like, Chelsea Green ain't having any shit. Like, she's
Chelsea Green hates her guts.
like, you can see it on X or whatever. She's going mad. But then
she
you
does not hide it in the slightest. She doesn't make an attempt to hide it.
Wasn't Moose like defending her on X and like going after people who were going after Tessa Blanchard? Like, going into people and looking at their profile and slagging them off.
Yeah, and like screenshotting stuff and sending it back to them.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah.
Man, I stood beside Moose.
Big dude.
Oh,
I met him actually as well, yeah.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Although I didn't really have a full conversation. Remember, I had 18 pints of beer at this stage. I was like, hey, Moose, what's going on, bro?
Moose.
Moose. He's like, I was like, yeah, Moose, let's go.
I was standing beside Moose in the corridor, and I was like,
yeah, these guys brought me backstage after the show. Might have been the best idea.
we did not bring you backstage.
Did I wander backstage?
No, you were actually, you were kind of outside waiting for a lift.
Yeah, I was getting a lift off them.
And we had to bring you through to get to the car.
So I was like,
I'm going to go over and say hello here. Let's say hello here.
Oh, here's Moose. I'm going over to chat to Moose there.
And I was like, Dunphy, we cannot let this man free.
Don't let him loose. Someone will stand beside him all the time.
There's a moose on the loose. And his name
and it wasn't
Moose. Eric Young as well. Got to see him in OTT. Man, the traps on that man.
Fit looking dude. What age is he? Like 45 or something?
I have no idea. But I was just once again walking through the corridor, and I just seen Eric. I was looking for Damo actually because I wanted to do a promo with him, and Eric Young was there. And I was like, man, I followed like Team Canada and TNA
20 years ago.
Like Super Eric, you know, I was a massive Insanity. I loved Eric Young, and I was
Sanity were so good in NXT.
They got fucked over in WWE. Eric Young got fucked over in WWE.
Big time.
But yeah, Charlotte Flair ends up winning.
Yeah.
Going up against Tiffany Stratton, isn't it?
Should be. That's the right choice. I don't know who you put with Rhea.
But like, you know what people are saying, oh, Charlotte's trying to be a face and all that, and she cuts this heartful promo about how, you know, her career nearly ended and all that, and people are still booing her.
We don't care.
Which is, I remember watching her in like NXT and in the early WWE phase, and I was like, this woman is phenomenal.
She's an exceptional professional wrestler.
She is probably one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
Why does she get so much hate?
Is she top 10 probably?
Does she get so much hate in the sense that like we hate John Cena because it was always like Cena?
Maybe a second part of that. I think, and it's not because she's Ric Flair's daughter. I think it's she has like, I don't know, something in her personality that finds it hard for people to connect with her. Like I hate saying this because this is a terrible thing to say. Because like, but if like you think of like, right, you watch Mean Girls or something, right? the bitch in these shows.
She's the mean girl.
She looks like you know what I mean. The mean girl, a mean girl looks like Charlotte.
Charlotte looks like she has it all.
Yes,
is that kind
yeah,
of,
probably.
She has the charisma. She has the
and she's got the push. She has the name. Like it's a combination of all these things.
She's so good. That's the thing. She is a phenomenal. Like you think back at some of the classic women's matches, or not even just women's. Some of the classic wrestling matches.
Yeah.
Charlotte's name is in quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Like her and Rhea Ripley, phenomenal stuff.
Go back.
Her and Becky, her and Sasha, just amazing.
Remember, she did a series of title swaps with Sasha Banks.
I didn't like that because it was back and forth, and I don't
Do you
like
know
the
what?
way they do it.
I loved it. It was the only time I ever bought into the hot potato of a title. And the story was great. It was Sasha would always win the title back on TV, but she couldn't beat Charlotte at pay-per-views. And I was like, okay,
I get that.
I'm now past the hot potato of the title because Charlotte's like this beast of this is on pay-per-view, this is the big time. I'm better than you when the lights are shining brightest.
Yeah.
And so the hot potato one made sense.
I am a Flair.
Yeah. And I love the series they did on Raw one time, Falls Count Anywhere match, and Charlotte or Sasha submitted her with the bank statement through the railings in the audience.
Yeah.
I loved that match so much. I thought the two of them in that match were just like, I was like, that's the best WWE match I've seen in fucking ages.
But what I'm saying is, if people are thinking that she's been brought back as a face, she's going up against a face Tiffany.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't know, it's weird.
no, maybe she is the heel and she's doing the Bo Dallas.
Maybe, because the promo, like...
But is she definitely going up against Tiffany? She could go up against Rhea, but Rhea's a face.
Yeah, Rhea's your biggest face in the division.
Does she go... Bailey's kind of working the NXT stuff, and Charlotte has already gone on cashing in my title shot against an NXT champion in Rhea. She did that at WrestleMania 36.
36, was it?
Yeah, it was the COVID one.
Yeah. She won it.
She won it, yeah, which was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, the crowd really went...
Same with Asuka. When she bet Asuka at WrestleMania 34, you're like, fuck you.
See, do you know what we say now, like, this thing of, like, why do people hate Charlotte?
Did she beat Shayna as well?
At Romania.
Didn't Shayna have an undefeated record? Mania 35? Maybe I'm wrong.
She was the first to beat Asuka anyway.
Yeah. Which is bullshit.
And everyone went mad.
Yeah, everyone.
You're like, this is typical fucking WWE. And that
You're Roman Reigns in her.
And that's what I felt like. Because, like, people were so behind Asuka. She had just come up from NXT. She had won the Rumble. And, like, she was going to dethrone Charlotte in a hell of a match. And the match kind of fell a little bit flat. And Charlotte just won.
And Nakamura lost that year as well.
Yes. And did Charlotte tap her out?
I was about to say, yeah.
I think she might have tapped her out.
Yeah. I was like, Vince McMahon, you piece of
like,
fucking
have
shit.
her fucking... If you're going to beat her, have her pin her. Like,
Finney.
you piece of shit.
Asshole.
Because Asuka was, like, on the verge of mega stardom then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it all builds into Charlotte and why we don't hate her. I think she's a phenomenal wrestler, but her character has never really connected as a babyface.
Who do you think would win it next year?
Oh, I find that impossible to predict.
Yeah. There could be someone that, like, could be Jade. Like, you never know.
Yeah, it could be
Because
Jade.
a lot of people were going, like, oh, Jade Cargill is gone now. You know, like, it's over for Jade. They've given up on her. They've
kind of feels like
mysticode her.
It kind of feels like that. Sin Carat.
Sin Carat her, yeah. Or who else? Karma'd her.
Yes.
Awesome Kong.
Awesome
Remember they were like the two big WWE signings, or Triple H signings, and they both like just went nowhere.
Yeah. Do you know what I'd like to see for next year?
Britt Baker. I'd like to see Britt Baker in WWE.
She'd work in WWE.
Yeah.
I would like to see like a career year mega push for Bianca. Give her that like 18 months.
I want
of
to see
like,
heel Bianca.
Yeah, just give whatever it is, heel face, doesn't matter. I want to see her career year. Like, let her stand out, stand alone, show that she's one of the best fucking wrestlers in North America.
She is, though. I think people know that anyway.
I know, but she doesn't get the chance to prove her. I know
she's been saddled with Jade and all and whatever, but at least, you know, you're getting...
It feels like she's on, like, feels like now she spent like 2 years on side quests.
If she was to be a face, I would love if they did like someone cut her hair off as an angle. Imagine that, like, because that's so
synonymous with her.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You imagine if they did that like, and like, you know, maybe she's like incredibly proud of her hair.
Yeah, maybe,
whatever.
yeah.
But like, even if someone just took a bit of length off it, you're like, oh my, that is
Bianca.
You
kill her.
cannot do that to Bianca
her.
Belair.
Yeah.
It's such an integral part.
Yeah.
Did you see her hair kind of got caught in something?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, her hair kind of got caught, maybe in was it a ring jacket? It got caught in something anyway when she was coming in. She was like pulling at it and stuff.
Because remember, she did a bit of a heel in NXT for a while. She was deadly at it.
She's class, like she's phenomenal. And I think Naomi is
I think Naomi's really good as well, but I just would love to see Bianca getting that treatment of like, right, we're centering the division on you now.
You know what I didn't like? Naomi and Jordan Grace hugging in the ring. I know they had that TNA history, but I was like...
That was very short, Chen.
Yeah,
How long was Naomi there?
But at the same time, I was like
don't
be hugging in a Royal Rumble.
But that history doesn't warrant a hug in the ring.
Yeah.
It's not like friggin' CM Punk and someone 10 years on who've had like if CM Punk and John Cena hugged after all the years.
We were both down there and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody else you would have liked to see? Mickey James, she showed up in the crowd.
Yeah.
Does they have that
I think
LFG
she's retired
thing?
now, isn't she?
Legends and Greats or
whatever
Legends
it is.
Future Greats show coming out.
She's fully retired now, Mickey James, isn't she? I think she did her
retirement tour.
Yeah. I loved Mickey James. She was always really
Victoria,
good.
she signed, didn't she? To a Legends deal.
Yeah. I think Victoria's older than we think she is, though.
No idea.
Like, I think she was...
Maria Kanellis, she's gone from AEW.
Yeah, she'd be available. Yeah. She'd definitely do it as well. I think she was very anti-Vince, but I think she's more on board with the current.
She seemed to be like anti-AEW towards the end as well.
Really weird, because her husband was always talking about how much he loves working there.
Yeah, I really liked him in WWE. I liked
I still like him.
I like that he took her name, like Mike Kanellis.
Mike Kanellis. That was
like,
so funny.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was such a... Like,
and you just know that was like, Vince would think that's the bitchiest thing a person could do.
Yeah.
And then he never really got...
No, I like him. I think he's a good wrestler, and I know we bashed his
The Undisputed Kingdom. We bashed them.
We bashed that, but I do think he has a bit of something to him. And I gotta look, he's never going to be pushed in anywhere near a top guy, but he's a valuable piece of a roster. He's perfect guy for Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah. Charlotte anyway wins.
Charlotte wins. Lol.
And then we go on to the first tag team match on the pay-per-view.
Excited about this
until
match.
WrestleMania. Since WrestleMania 40,
I think we learned why there has been no tag team matches.
That's bullshit. I think they were given a disservice by the 2 out of 3 falls.
That's part of it, yes.
I think because fans are like waiting. Yeah. Because you know when you're watching a 2 out of 3 falls.
It's the last fall match.
It's always the last fall. Yeah. So like the first part of the match doesn't really matter.
No, but there have been
and they were clever. They tried to do clever stuff.
Yeah.
That I think I seen the Bar do it before with the fake tag.
Yes.
That was great.
Can I say, this was a very well wrestled match that wasn't a good wrestling match. And it wasn't really their fault. It was 2 things. The crowd were dead as shit. The crowd were dead as shit.
Yeah.
They watched an hour and 15 minute? I'll get the
with a
exact
winner
time.
that they didn't really want.
With a winner that they didn't want. It went an hour and 10 minutes.
I thought they just did some really clever things in it. I thought DIY were great. They did some old school stuff.
I'm going to give you some statistics here from the match, right? The first fall only went 3 minutes 15 seconds. It's too short.
Yeah, it doesn't service anyone. But but in fairness, like I think DIY.
The second fall was only 6 minutes, and the third fall was only less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good 15-minute match.
I know, but for a 2 out of 3 falls match, you need 20 minutes.
I thought I enjoyed actually watching that match, but I felt bad for him.
I thought they wrestled well, and their layout of the match wasn't bad, despite the fact the falls were firstly too short. And the overall match was too short for 2 out of 3 falls. Like, they could have done a much better 14-minute match as a 1 fall match.
Someone pointed out and that's why indie wrestling is indie wrestling and television wrestling.
It didn't look like an indie wrestling match.
I kind of did. Like, Sabin looks like an indie guy.
Yeah, but he's fucking awesome.
He is great. I love Chris Sabin.
All 4 of those guys are awesome.
I followed TNA, like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Paparazzi Productions, Chris Sabin when he was Suicide and he wins the title.
Let's be honest here, right? Was that tag match any differently laid out than what an Usos match was 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, it was. I think because DIY were very clever with their heel stuff.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that
it wasn't spam super kick.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like the spam super kick is more indie than the match we watched the other night.
Yeah,
that wasn't like an indie spot fest or anything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of intelligent little moments in the match that were levels above Uso spam super kick city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
I just felt bad for him.
yeah, like the match just got zero heat, and maybe that's a product of the fact that I think a lot of people who go to a Royal Rumble aren't actually weekly WWE fans.
Sure, you can fucking barely afford it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right? So
who
are the fans that are going to react to a tag match? Like, say the Royal Rumble fans, people there that are spending fucking $800, $900 on a ticket,
nuts,
right?
Man.
They're probably not watching Raw every week, but they might watch all the pay-per-views. And they haven't seen either of these tag teams on a pay-per-view in one case, ever.
Yeah.
And another case, maybe ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had, like, it felt like they had no prior exposure to this audience, and the audience didn't know what the storyline was coming in.
I think Motor City Machine Gun's entrance and music, Def Rebel once again.
Get that shit out of here.
It is so bad. It had the little bang, and then Shelley comes out and he does a machine gun thing.
Yeah.
And there's no like
bang, 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 bang,
yeah,
bang.
and that's when it should happen.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm doing
man.
a machine gun to silence.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I just felt
And
really
I just thought
flat.
Candice LeRae, that's Johnny Gargano's missus. She was in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Poor with DIY.
Yeah, because they're heels now.
Yeah.
You know?
That's perfect.
Perfect. And she's such a great, like, emoter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she really gets emotions across. She'd be brilliant for them. But, like, yeah, I just thought, like, it was super flat. The fall spacing was wrong. The match was too short. And, albeit...
I don't think anybody came out of it
No. Nobody
looking
can...
good.
No.
Except maybe the Street Profits. And that's what it was set up for.
Yeah.
So the Street Profits come out.
The match was set up for that, yeah.
Yeah. The Street Profits came out and they target Motor City Machine Guns.
During the match,
And
yeah.
I was like, what?
What the fuck's
Say
going on?
what? And Angelo hits him. And I think Montez Ford is a star in the making.
Yeah.
I like going back to that elimination
Can I just
chamber.
say, though, Montez Ford has been a star in the making for 4 years and they haven't fucking done that with him.
Like, but that's because Angelo is like no slouch either.
He's really good.
Yeah. But they come out and they attack Motor City Machine Guns. And I was like, what the And then DIY gets the fall or whatever.
Yeah.
DIY gets to keep the title. And then they attack DIY. And I was going, okay, I kind of like this nuance. And then they explained it on commentary going, oh, they want to take the titles off DIY.
Yeah, they had this, yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's going triple threat at Mania.
Absolutely
And that,
lathers him with a crutch.
Yeah, and it was real funny. He was like, so he was crutching around all day, you know, and
Yeah.
some, you know, that somebody's really shit online wrestling media picked up on it or whatever. But it was only reported in one place.
Right.
And then he comes out afterwards and was like, yeah, fuck you, dirt sheets. It was like one person reported on it.
Well, even
and
the
also,
dirt sheet, but a lot of people...
also, it's not a lie. Like, you didn't catch him out. You know what I mean? You didn't catch him in a lie.
Yeah.
If you were going around on crutches and someone reported,
He's on crutches.
Angelo Dawkins is on crutches, he might be injured. We don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Have you caught them out?
Yeah. Well, Alexa Bliss caught them all out.
Yeah, well...
Kinda.
Yeah.
I know, you're gonna defend Daddy Dave.
I don't know what Daddy Dave said on
Daddy
that, but
Dave.
what I did see is...
I don't know who...
Do you know what's really cool? Do you know who's representing her now?
Daddy Dave.
No, Alexa Bliss.
Who?
Mojo Rawley.
I seen something about
Yeah.
Mojo comments on Alexa Bliss, and I was like,
Yeah.
why the fuck?
He's
he's
representing
That's
her.
so strange, because I seen it come up on one of the websites. I was like, why the fuck?
Why is he commenting?
But why is it news that Mojo Rawley is commenting on it? He's representing her.
He like did like, because whatever, they were negotiating like for ages and things had fallen apart.
So she brought in Mojo.
She brought in Mojo and he kind of repaired the whole thing and got the deal over the line.
Go on, Mojo.
Because who was supposed to Shotzi Blackheart was supposed to be in Alexa Bliss's
There's a
spot.
photo of her in the background of a dressing room. You feel so bad for her.
Imagine being told, sorry, Alexa's here now.
Yeah.
You're out. Shit, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think they tried to present it as if they tricked the...
I like the way like these wrestling journalists. Maybe they are journalists. Sorry, I don't even mean it. But like
They know way more than we do.
But they get so defensive about stuff as well.
But also, you have a large portion of online people who are like trying to gotcha them the whole time.
Yeah.
If I had people constantly trying to gotcha me, and I was like, I was right, you fucking idiot.
I even used to hate it when I was like writing sports articles.
Yeah.
And I'd put in Like, not even a factually incorrect statement. I might use something grammarly wrong.
And some lad is incorrect.
Grammatically wrong, yeah. Even I used that wrong. Like, or I did you know the way I do, have you heard what's happening in the wrestling world? And I accidentally said Megan Byrne instead of Megan Bain. And the only comment on Instagram. And it's got like a lot of views.
That's over 1,000 views.
No, not even over more than that. Like
some of them get several thousand views, like 7, 8, 9, 10,000.
No, we have one on the YouTube channel. It has 207,000.
What happened that week?
Maxine Dupree. It's a clickbait thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
nice.
Maxine Dupree as the where she's dressed as Stacey Keebler with the Dudleys with just the 2 belts and just a load of horny wrestling fans
going wild for that.
Yeah,
clickbait that shit.
And they're like, I only tuned in for that. And I was like
for this podcast, put me in a bikini on the front or whatever. I don't mind.
We're getting minus subscribers. But actually, no. You have your fans over in the Middle East.
I do.
They're always commenting on the stuff. Going, where's Mr. Marcy? Where's Mr. Marcy?
Fans or ex-students? I don't know.
You seem to have left an impression on them.
I've left an impression. They were good kids.
Wrestling teachers, Dean Douglas, Matt Stryker. Did Matt Stryker get sacked?
Hangman Adam Page.
George the Animal Steel, he was a teacher.
Was he?
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah, Hangman was a maths teacher.
But gimmicks-wise...
actually, I don't know. Stacey Keebler.
Dean Douglas.
Stacey Keebler did
Miss Hancock.
Yeah, Miss Hancock, yeah.
Yeah, wrestling teachers, let us know in the comments. Yeah. But Dean Douglas, Matt Stryker, Stacey Keebler.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more. The genius, he was like a college professor.
Professor or teacher.
I don't know.
If John Martin was here, he'd list them off.
He would know them
John.
in his... Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes. Sure, yeah.
It's just because you put in Ireland, everyone's Mr.
Yeah.
But tag team match was grand. Did you notice, like... See, I didn't notice it because I was on a bit of a delay. Mm-hmm. So was there much time in between matches?
Yes.
Because I just fast forwarded it all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to do that. I didn't get to do that. I tell you now...
Miss anything?
I got to fast forward a few minutes after the women's rumble, and then I was like, shit, I caught up already. I was hoping I was further behind because of that very reason. No, I didn't miss anything.
I didn't miss, like, you know, a stray, like, demolition axe in the building.
No, demolition axe wasn't there. No.
Get demolition in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, get all of them in there quick.
If you're putting a focus on tag team wrestling, actually, I want to give a shout out to one tag team who I have immensely enjoyed over the past while.
Go on.
And that is Pretty Deadly. They have been pretty deadly. I really enjoy them. They're like, they harpen back to, say, the old pure gimmick tag teams.
They're very gimmicky, yeah.
And I love it. Yeah. I absolutely adore it.
Remember we did the tag team episode?
Yeah, it's like the Rougeaus.
Was that my first episode, the tag teams?
It could have possibly been. But it's like the Rougeaus. You know, the Rougeaus were all about being like American boys, even though they were French Canadian.
Yeah.
It's just like perfect. That is perfect wrestling gimmick.
For our 1 year birthday.
Even the way they wear the fucking, like, the top that they
matching tops.
Like, my missus was watching it and she was like, what the fuck are those guys wearing?
Yeah.
And I said, that's wrestling.
They're pure 80s, early 90s. Like,
that is wrestling there.
I think my first episode with you, Shane, was
Deadly.
The tag team one. And I remember it was my first podcast, or first episode with you guys. And I did like hours upon hours of research. And then I came down and I was like, we just do this off the top of our heads, don't we? I don't need to research anymore.
I like the Dudley boys.
I was like, here, with a stat sheet of like... You
can do that, because Alan will give out to us for checking our phones and stuff.
No,
but
look, have the phone there.
And now Alan...
we have the phone today for the order of eliminations.
Which we did not use whatsoever.
Well, you read Denia 5.
How many? She eliminated 6.
Denia Jax 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella eliminated Bailey. I totally forgot about that.
Anyway, tag team match.
Tag team match. Yeah, unfortunate.
I remember WrestleMania 20, they had 4 tag teams.
4 corner tag team match. Fatal 4-way tag team.
But they had 2 of them. They had one for the
Rondonkulus.
They had one for the Raw title, one for the SmackDown title.
Yeah.
And they were like throwing together tag teams in there.
Totally
like
thrown together.
With like Matt Jindrak or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, do that now, because they seem to have tag teams. They have Los Garzas there.
Really tag teams.
Los Garzas, Pretty Deadly. AOP aren't doing anything on Raw. Throw them into a tag team match. Let them cause some destruction.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't really miss much in between matches.
No, not that I remember.
How did you find the commentary booth at this stage? You have McAfee, Cole, and Wade Barrett.
I don't like McAfee. Wade Barrett is okay.
I like Barrett.
And Cole, I've said this before, I used to think Cole was the shittest commentator of all time.
I hated him for so long.
He has improved post Vince in his ear all the time.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that was ridiculous, and I felt this was a bit cynical, right?
Cynical.
This, because the Janelle Grant stuff up there of the lawsuit thing happened.
Oh, we're getting serious now.
Yeah, actual. So that happened, that came out the morning of the Rumble. The updated or amended, whatever the word they use.
And Brock Lesnar was named.
Named officially, and Michael Hayes and a couple of others, more names put in. And there was other kind of things, not so much revealed, but clarified. And that thing about the office and all this, really weird shit. And it'd be remiss of us not to mention it. But one thing I thought was a bit cynical for Michael Cole was he used the Alexa Bliss situation, her coming back, and him saying, oh, these dirt sheets don't know what they're talking about. And I always feel like when they do that, it's also to try and discredit them from the real stuff, like the Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Yeah, I think that's a bit too cynical on your part.
I don't know. The timing of it is very fucking...
Yeah, but like
why has he been told? He's obviously been told, bash the fucking wrestling writers.
Yeah, because they have been talking about Alexa Bliss. So like
yes,
they want...
it's the perfect opportunity.
In my head,
the same day.
In my head, they want to drive home the fact that this was a surprise and we kept it hidden.
No, they would have just played off the surprise. Like, yeah. I also feel like they want to discredit the people who go to write about the Janelle Grant stuff as well.
Okay.
I think that, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Okay.
I was like, would they have done that if the Janelle Grant stuff didn't happen today? Because over the next 3 days, there's going to be lots of shit written by wrestling media about the Janelle Grant stuff. And you're bashing home tonight that they're unreliable.
Well, they didn't ask him about it in the post-press conference.
There was nobody of note there. Like those... What? You see it with UFC now as well. Even Dana White even said it today. We want to get rid of our media role and use influencers.
Yeah.
WWE are the same. A lot of the people who go to these things are just influencers now. Like me and you aren't journalists, right?
Mm.
Like, would you feel, let's say they come to Dublin, and we could probably, Wrestling Show, apply for a press pass and get it.
And get a question on someone.
And get a question. As a non-journalist, would you feel comfortable asking about the Janelle Grant lawsuit?
Probably not.
I personally wouldn't. It'd be something that I feel like
I'd put up my hand, right? Right? So, say WWE putting a pay-per-view in the 3 Arena.
Yeah. Me and you were
there, and we're there with our little lanyards, Wrestling Show, Wrestle Media, and I put my hand. I say, excuse me. And I say, yes. And I say,
hi.
Shane O'Keefe, Wrestling Show. Hi, Shane. How you doing? I say, so, did Roman Reigns have a Guinness while he was in Ireland? And then we go, and then I wouldn't even listen to the answer.
Yeah, but that's what those things have become.
Yeah, fucking bitches. You should be asking about the fucking serious stuff.
Yeah,
actually, one question I would ask.
If you're a journalist.
One question I 100% would ask.
Triple H, how'd you get your muscles so big?
Yeah. Paul Heyman, did you dye your hair today?
Yes.
No, one question I would ask, 100%. I think if I ever had the opportunity, I'd say, do you feel by stating that you have just crossed the biggest gate in the history of...
That you're ripping your audience off.
That you're ripping the audience off.
That's a valid question.
Do you feel like you're pricing out genuine wrestling fans?
Because like me and you have jobs and we make money. But if they were to try and charge us like €700-800 for a ticket in Ireland...
I would not pay more than €150 for a ticket to anything.
Yeah, I'm similar. Like, it was like when I was making, when I was taking the oil money in the Middle East.
Especially not to a wrestling event.
Yeah.
I would not, maybe Metallica. I'd pay €150 maybe to go see Metallica, and I've seen them play 5 times already.
I'd pay $150 for a Daft Punk reunion.
Wouldn't. Even the fact, I was so genuinely disgusted by the ticket situation with Oasis.
I refuse to get involved.
I wouldn't even listen. I haven't been really able to listen to Oasis since, just because it just stirs up anger in me.
Yeah.
Not that I couldn't get a ticket, because I was 220 2,002. I was 222222 in the line. Logged on the same time.
Shitload of people.
Logged on at the same time as my missus.
Yeah.
It was just such a clusterfuck and left such a bad taste in my mouth.
It's just the sheer capitalism of
and
it
the
all.
dynamic pricing. I was just like, fuck this, man.
Like, you could be assured if they're coming to Ireland, you're talking 400, 500 quid a ticket.
Fuck that.
So we will have to get our fucking press passes, Shane.
Yeah.
And we'll sit up there, we'll ask the stupid question. You
ever tried shepherd's pie?
Yeah. But like, that's what's happening at these things. So
someone was like, "Do you want to press pass the AW All In?" to me, and this is before we did Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show.
you get one through the radio.
No, it wasn't through the radio. It was Cheap Heat Productions.
Okay.
I think Morris Short was saying it. He might have known someone that could have sorted me out with one or something. Maybe I'm paraphrasing.
Met Morris at
OCC
Local Rumble.
Maybe it wasn't Morris, but there was something around of I could have possibly gotten an AEW press pass, and I was thinking, I was like, I don't think I would have wanted that.
Well,
Because like I wanted to be up in the stands with me mates.
you know me, right? If I'm going to go to a wrestling show,
You're going to get shit faced.
I want to go and drink a load of pints and have a good time, shout and roar and boo the heels and cheer for the baby
I went to an
faces.
OTT event with you one time.
Yeah.
And like it was on. And I remember like looking across and I was like, I came with 5 people.
And we're all out smoking.
Either smoking or getting pints. And I was like, huh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about this with you boys.
That happens as well.
Well, I was the exact same, man. Like,
Yeah, I just want to go and have a good time. I don't want to be in a press roll.
I was looking at Session Mount Martina and Debbie Keitel from Scrappermania 7. And it's me and Dumphy. We're in the front row.
Yeah.
And Bittersweet Josh is actually beside us.
Sitting there, just before...
He was ring crew.
Yeah.
And we were annoying him all thing going, man, you were in such good shape. You should be in that ring. And he was like being super nice, but also like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, fuck off.
One of the wrestlers not like I went and got like 4 trays of pints.
Yeah.
Or a tray of pints that had 4 in them.
it, yeah, the carrier.
A wrestler knocked it over. Bittersweet Josh went and cleaned it up. And but I was looking at the Session Mount Martina Debbie Keitel match, and I was like, was I at this? Yeah, I think I was at this. And I was looking down, I was like, there's Dunphy. And I was like, where the fuck am I?
You're off getting pints.
Halfway through the match, I come scrolling back in, like.
Yeah.
And I was shit. I don't remember that match.
Yeah.
And thank God I don't drink anymore. It wasn't too long after that I gave up drinking.
Yeah, I ain't giving up.
Anyway, we get to
Kevin Owens versus Cody
fucking
Rhodes.
amazing.
Did you think so?
That I think
I'm going to say something
I'm
mild.
gonna slap you in the face.
No, I'm going to say something mildly
They're like my
controversial.
two top wrestlers.
I love Kevin Owens, as you know, and I like Cody Rhodes. I've said it how many times in the last 2 months. The best working professional wrestler in America at the moment is Kevin Owens.
Oh, I thought I was about to go, whoa!
Who's
I
that?
thought you were going to say it's Cody.
No, Cody's good, but Kevin Owens has been unbelievable.
No. Kevin Owens has been believable.
Fantastic shit.
That was class.
But
This has been the Wrestling Van Wrestling Show.
fuck that shit.
Yeah,
Sign
just
off right now.
Ended on that.
I thought this match dragged balls till the last 5 or 6 minutes.
I will give you this. It was purely designed around the 2 big bumps.
Yes.
But what fucking bumps they were.
Because I stuck it in the group at the time and you hadn't got to the match, and I said, holy fuck, the finish to that match.
No, you said they took some sick bumps or
They
something
took
like
some
that.
sick bumps. The finish and the couple of big spots were fucking
Now,
fantastic.
because you had said that, I was like waiting for the sick bumps. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, it's going to happen. This is going to be class.
But I was a little bit perplexed because, like, the match I think was, double check, I think was like 24
25 minutes or something, yeah.
Yeah, what? 25 minutes, 22 seconds.
How long are we into this podcast?
Oh,
you keep
fucking
talking
ages.
there. You keep talking.
We're aged into this podcast. But yeah, what I felt, audience, now that Shane isn't sat beside me, was like the first 17 minutes of this match were kind of fucking boring, which disappointed me because I was actually looking forward to that match more than the Rumble because of my recent love for Kevin Owens. Not recent, I've always loved him.
I've always loved Kevin
But
Owens.
I think
We're an
he's
hour and 8 minutes in.
But I think he's been on a generational run.
Still haven't been in the first Rumble.
And it's
Men's Rumble.
Men's Rumble. But yeah, I thought the match kind of dragged, was a little bit boring, but the ending was top notch. Ending top notch match.
Yeah, I like the use of the ladders in it. I like the ferocity of it.
Can just ladder matches fuck off for a while?
No, I like ladder matches.
Too many ladder
I like even the ladder match because I don't know. Maybe Cody had a great ladder match with Sammy Guevara,
That was great, yeah.
and I
To me,
remember
that was the last even good ladder.
and I remember Kevin Owens and Sammy in Ring of Honor.
That was fantastic.
So in my head, I thought we were going to get the package pile driver
yeah,
on the with the ladder going across the two ladders. I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is sick, and it looked like they were kind of setting something up like that
I
at
thought
one
that
point.
was coming at one point as well. But yeah, overall, like I just thought
Kevin Owens with the Canadian son of a electrical systems
technician. It's like sensational. But yeah, I just thought it was a bit boring, Shane, overall. But the end was incredible.
Even when it looked like the match was going to be called off or something, did you mind that?
No, I'm.
After he did the Falcon Arrow, it was like a suplex onto the thing, and Cody popped up.
That was fucking gnarly as well. Like,
yeah, but like the match kind of goes to a bit of a standstill for a while.
And Sammy comes out to check on him.
I didn't like the Sammy stuff. I understood the Sammy stuff, but
it didn't bother me. Do you know what? But at that point in the match, I was kind of like, all right, at least something's fucking happening.
Yeah,
because I felt like nothing was happening for
that
so long.
Fucking Alabama Slam though,
fucking brilliant. It was brilliant. Kevin Owens took that. I watched that like 100 times afterwards because I genuinely thought like
he broke his neck because his head disappears.
He bumped it perfectly because the man is the best professional wrestler.
I don't think that he just kind of.
No, don't get me wrong. I'd say that was still very fucking sore.
Oh, that looked atrocious.
But he made it look worse than it actually was.
And that's why
it was safe. Like.
I think I've said it about Cody as well. He did something with AJ, I think, at Backlash where they used the.
Was that Backlash or the I Quit match they did afterwards?
One of them. They used the announce table for something. And they're like, I love, because we've seen everything in wrestling.
Yeah.
I love when you see something so fresh.
Yeah, or
and
something
so
different.
New.
Even if it's slightly new. And it was a great finish.
I will, to be super picky, I do hate the thing that they have the belts on nowadays.
Fucking hate.
That fucking gold thing.
Go back to the old ring.
Yeah.
Go back to the old ring.
Just give us the fucking, the nooses even, whatever the fuck they are. Who was it? Was it Cody that was hanging on it for a while?
Cody was hanging and swinging around.
Yeah.
Trying to get back on the ladder.
That looked mad.
Did look mad.
I like the melodrama of Sammy's checking on his friend. Does he stop Cody? But I never felt he was going to stop Cody.
No. They played out. Do you know what? It played out like it should.
Yeah.
Because it gives...
I think if you had the men's rumble before, you could have played it out a bit better if Kevin tried to help Sammy in the Royal Rumble.
And then Sammy didn't help Kevin in the... But Kevin's character at the moment can easily say, why didn't you help me?
Well, that's what he did on Raw. Well, he attacked him.
Yeah.
So we are getting Sammy and Kevin, it looks like, at WrestleMania. Yeah. But WrestleMania's 2 fucking months away.
I know.
It's more than 2 months away. It's the 21st of April, which is quite late.
If you're taking 2 wrestlers to carry a storyline for 8 weeks,
yeah,
you can't get better than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Kevin, you could have written off Kevin Owens for a while, but he showed up on Raw.
They should have wrote him off for a week or 2.
Yeah,
after that bump,
because you're writing off Randy Orton still has to come back into play.
Yeah,
because he's after taking out Orton.
Yeah. Don't go triple threat, will they? Fuck.
They could go Elimination Chamber with Sammy.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do that before. It looked like we were going to get Sammy and Kevin, and then it happened at Elimination Chamber. Or that was Cody and Goldust. Stardust and Goldust.
Stardust and Goldust.
They would have had... I was really looking forward to that feud. And then they fucked it.
They fucked it. Yeah.
That was so bad. That was a bad match.
Yeah, well, and then you seen what they did, 6 years later with the...
Was it even 6 years? Was it even 6 years later?
4 years.
It wasn't that long later. But I think it was Cody's best defense. Cody's best feud.
Best feud, not his best defense. His best defense was AJ Styles in France.
Yeah, that was pretty badass too.
This wasn't his. I don't even think this was better than their previous match. To be perfectly honest, what pay-per-view was that?
No, I like the animosity that they actually had animosity in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought to me it was just a bit boring and then great finish.
I like the feud.
The feud is food.
I like food too.
The feud was great. Don't get me wrong. The feud was brilliant.
Right. So Cody Rhodes is still the world champion.
Yeah.
And Gunther, it's such a fucking shame we don't see him as much as we should.
Put the man on TV.
And the feuds that he fucking has have been nowhere near the caliber of feuds
his
that he
Intercontinental
deserves.
title.
No, but that he deserves.
I know, the man is a fucking wrestling machine.
He needs more fucking worthy challengers. He needs a fucking Kevin Owens.
He needs a Kevin Owens.
He needs a Kevin Owens or an AJ Styles.
They fucked it, Shane.
They fucked it.
They had an opportunity for a generational title run, and they fucked it by just giving him crap feud after crap feud.
Like Jey fucking Uso.
Here we go again. They wrestled last week on Saturday night's main event.
And it was only okay.
It was only okay. Jey Uso can't do that style of fucking main event.
Let's get into the men's Royal
matches.
Rumble.
Right. Number 1.
Penta.
Number 2.
Ray. Or was it the other way around?
I think it was the other way around.
Ray and Penta.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was cool. I loved that.
Yeah.
And, right. So they do that thing where Penta's feet definitely fucking touch the floor.
Yeah, that.
They just
But like it was so
over.
quick that you could be like, oh, it didn't.
They were
I like that
saying,
all wrestling fans were like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Fucking leave it off. That's exactly how I felt. And then number 3 was Chad Gable.
And that pays off on the story of
Brilliant. But
Chad Gable can't wrestle luchadors apparently.
And then
Santos Escobar.
Yes, another. And then not long after that was Chad's old Otis.
Otis, yeah.
Now,
whatever Otis was wearing, what the fuck? Do not. But go back to go to different gear, Otis, please. You're a fucking beast. And I love you.
Here is
Ooh,
my problem with modern Rumbles, and I said I'd get back to tie it into the female one. Pat Patterson used to book all the Rumbles, or lay them out and Vince booked the winner or whatever. But Pat Patterson was the one who put the Rumbles together, and people said he was a creative genius when it came to that. Recent Rumbles have become really formulaic in the sense that guy runs in, gets shine, guy disappears for 10 minutes into the background. Like, you think...
I think you're looking back on rose-tinted glasses.
Maybe I am. But that does happen, though.
In the 90s, there was a lot of dog shit Rumbles.
But there was also really funny stuff like Bushwhacker Luke running in and getting dumped over instantly.
Or Mick Foley coming in 3 times.
Excellent. 3 different characters. Yeah. But now here, right, they had a great opportunity in this first half. This first half of the Rumble, this first section of the Rumble, the story should have been around, totally centered on Chad Gable's. His character is brilliant for this. He's been this arrogant prick for ages now. The first 10, 15 minutes of this Rumble should have been Chad Gable's The Ghosts of Christmas Past. Everything comes back to haunt him one after another. And he should have been fighting them off. Another guy comes in. And you could have done it comedically. You remember he had Punk's Sermon on the Mount there at Royal Rumble 2007,
yeah. 2011.
Was it? No, it wasn't 11. It was before that. He was still the...
Was it the 40-man Royal Rumble? He was he was the Nexus. He was NXT. So, yeah.
It wasn't Nexus.
He was.
He had the long hair. He was still the... Oh, he was... The savior.
2010 then or something.
It was when he had the shaved head Serena Deeb with him and Luke Gallows. Straight Edge Society.
Didn't he do a thing with Nexus though?
He might have done something with Nexus after, but this is when he had the mic in between eliminations. It was fucking brilliant. It was something totally different. And this was just a load of people come in and nobody really gets eliminated for edges. And there's 9 guys in the ring and nobody's doing that. But I thought the first 10, 15 minutes of this should be fucking Ghost of Christmas Past, Scrooge, with Chad Gable as Scrooge.
Who's Chad Gable's Ghost of Christmas Past?
It's the Luchadors, it's Otis, it's all the Luchadors, it's Otis. It's all, it should have been in some ways kind of comedic that, all this shit is coming back to haunt Chad Gable. It's just one after another, after another, after another. It had scope for something really interesting and different.
Or the Wyatt Six could have come out.
Yeah, it had all that scope. You make your first part of the Rumble, give it that hook, that nugget of story.
Well, around 7 or 8, Tozawa's coming out.
Yeah.
And then Tozawa gets...
that's later, is it? Maybe it's
around 7 or 8.
And then Tozawa gets attacked.
Who attacks him? Who attacks Tozawa? It's someone going back. So let me have a look. I'll be able to tell you. Someone... Carmelo Hayes?
No.
It was Carmelo Hayes.
Was it?
Yeah. It's either Santos Escobar or Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes makes a bit more sense.
I Show Speed was the 4th person eliminated.
Yeah, so he comes out
weird.
He comes out 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So I think it was Carmelo Hayes that attacked Tozawa. And then your man Isho Speed comes out, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. There's actually a really interesting debate that Wrestle Mobs, Mark, he's an Irish guy from Irish Wrestling Entertainment. It went viral there recently. He was talking about something that we actually talked about before, but he does it so much more eloquently.
Fair.
And so he's going, fucking celebrities, and look at your man Boom from Costco. Like, what the fuck? And WWE are with this. But he did it really eloquently. And he was talking about the caliber of celebrity and the way that WWE are tying into popular culture as opposed to AEW, who are bringing back the likes of the Rock and Roll Express and still have Jim Ross, and they're leaning on wrestling nostalgia, whereas WWE, who I think do lean on wrestling nostalgia, all you have to do is look at Saturday Night's Main Event with Shawn Michaels, but they did it right there. They didn't do it.
Ventura,
they didn't do it.
One.
Jesse Ventura as well. They didn't do it right on their Netflix debut with Undertaker and Hogan. And they're just like, here's this person here, like the old. Go look at our Netflix review, but. He was talking about how WWE are going into the cultural zeitgeist and being able to get these streamers and, see that this is the way the world is going.
It's the TKO strategy because UFC are doing it as well.
Yeah. But sure, that's where the people are. And I don't know half these people.
Kai Cenat showed up somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Like Kai Cenat there, like, I don't know a whole lot.
And that isn't me being like, a hipster or anything. I just don't follow strong.
No, they're younger than us.
I cannot understand how you would sit watching someone play a game.
Kai Cenat doesn't even play a game.
What's he do?
He just like chills in this room he has, and like people come by and they chat shit and they just shout and make noise. It's weird. And like, but Kai Cenat, like, Drake texted him during the Kendrick feud, the Drake Kendrick thing, right? Last year. Remember Drake and Kendrick had the big.
I don't know what they were feuding about, but I know
they were just feuding about rap shit. And then
rap stuff.
And then, but Drake texted Kai Cenat.
There is a way to rhyme orange.
There is, and one of
Eminem proved it.
Eminem was, he'll rhyme anything.
Yeah,
but like Drake texted Kai Cenat and said, "Stay on stream," as in I'm releasing another diss track now, and like for to be the guy that Drake wants to use to get his music out there, like that's fucking insane reach.
Yeah,
the reach that someone like Kai Cenat has, Isho Speed has, all them. Look, do I want to see any of them involved in my professional wrestling? Fuck no, I don't.
But I didn't want to see Kevin Federline involved either.
Correct. I don't want to see any of them involved, but I understand why they do it. Doesn't make it good.
Well, WWF but it's not that it doesn't make it good. It just shows that
they're in touch with.
Yeah, like you go back to the roots of WWF or whatever. Mr. T is in the main event of WrestleMania.
The first WrestleMania, yeah. But I'm sure you had some lads like us sitting in a bar probably down in Texas or Mid-South.
That ain't no wrestling.
That ain't wrestling.
That ain't wrestling.
Now, poor Isho Speed did get absolutely murdered by Bron Breakker.
I enjoy that so much. And that is how you use celebrities. Beat the fuck out of them.
Immensely.
Beat the ever-living fuck out.
Because I seen actually a clip the next day. He gashed his leg. It must have been when Otis threw him over the...
That was class. So boom, Bron Breakker absolutely fucking murders him. Fucks him out. Yeah. Otis grabs him. Fucking fall away, slams him onto the table.
Deadly.
Perfect. Do that with more celebrities.
Kid's dead.
Perfect.
Kid's dead.
Perfect.
And then, he was on his stream the next day with a big gash on his leg.
Class.
Perfect. And then kind of a whole lot of nothing happens for ages. Then Joe Hendry comes out.
Yeah.
We predicted it.
Yeah, we did.
We knew it was going to happen.
I just
don't care.
I there's like a lot of young wrestling fans now that like the meme stuff. But I was Fandangoing back in the day at WrestleMania 27.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I suppose. But Fandango was actually a good wrestler. I'm not saying Joe Hendry is that kind of man. I actually don't even know.
Yeah, his first WrestleMania is WrestleMania 27 against Chris Jericho. His finishing move is a leg drop off the top rope.
And he wins.
He goes to number 1 in the UK charts. I'm fandangoing like a motherfucker because it's Mimi and shit.
Yeah.
That's what Joe Hendry is now. And he's the TNA World Champion. Fair fucks to him. It was cool to get to see him. Yeah. It was really cool what Sheamus did.
Do you know? Yeah, that was
Sheamus was just like, okay, I believe.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Do you know who I thought had a really good showing?
Who?
Jacob Fatu.
Oh, that goes without saying, you dumb fuck.
But it's so weird.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you dumb fuck.
Dumb fuck all you want. I say behind your back all the time.
But no, it's like it's so obvious that Jacob Fatu
is going to have a great ride.
No, but is the fucking man.
Yeah.
Even like the way
You could strap a title.
we're getting really far
now.
ahead, but even the way Michael Cole, when Roman Reigns and Jericho Fatu were face to face, Michael Cole goes, "That's a future WrestleMania main event."
Yeah.
there.
It feels like it should be.
Yeah.
Do you know what else I'd love to see? Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Well, but they've already kind of
They've teased that, loads.
They've teased that, and that's what I like the way WWE are teasing stuff. Like,
I want to see it.
we got a tease between like Kevin Owens and CM Punk, and then Cody and CM Punk, and then you're like, oh,
yeah, they're setting up, and then they're going.
Everything's
we
intertwined.
We can go in 20 directions.
Like there was a cool promo where Punk was talking, doing a promo, and Sammy was walking. So
Yeah.
Punk and Sammy met, and Sammy was walking, and Sammy bumps into Karrion Kross, and then Karrion Kross walks away, and then he bumps into Cody.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's cool. Like,
Karrion Kross going around turning people heel all the
yeah,
time.
but you're like, Sami Zayn was talking to CM Punk. They have history, or they're talking about their history. Then he goes into Karrion Kross, who Karrion Kross is kind of like, you don't do shit for Sammy. You're not doing shit for you. And then Sammy comes to Cody, who's going against Kevin, and Kevin has talked to Sammy, and you're like, this is fucking nuance. This is what I want from my wrestling.
It's Game of Thrones type shit.
And then you have like Jacob Fatu. He's the whole shit with the bloodline. You know, I love you, Solo. Like, people are doing that shit at OTT, and you know that when it's getting over. Like, we were at AEW All In. Were you? You weren't at that.
I wasn't All
No,
In.
but
I was abroad.
I was at All In, and you're walking around. All you hear is yeah, and that's how you knew LA Knight was getting over. You know, so Jacob Fatu has
Tell
this,
me.
but then Braun Strowman comes out.
What the fuck? He killed him last week. He should have been written off for a month.
I was written off for a bit, but like it was cool to see Braun Strowman.
He was written off for 8 days.
Because I was like, this is fucking class.
But he was written off for 8 days, and he got murdered by Jacob last week.
I didn't. He just had a little cough.
But sell that shit for Jacobs. Then he throws Jacob out. Now I know we're going to get that in a singles match.
But that's class.
And Jacob's going to kill him.
But like Braun Strowman is the only man that looked like he could have thrown Jacob out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could do like, imagine how cool it'd be if Punk threw Jacob out.
No.
And you go, we're getting Punk Jacob down the lane. I'm just saying. Punk
I don't
as an
think
example.
I like Punk, but I don't think he could physically handle Jacob Fatu. And
Look, if Punk is getting injured
from anyone
more regularly, he's going to get injured with Jacob Fatu. Anyway, that's Jacob Fatu. Do you know who did fuck all in the Rumble?
Who?
Sami Zayn. He got 1 or 2 shine spots.
Yeah.
But you could have told more interesting stories.
The man was upset now with Kevin getting Alabama slammed. His head got taken off him.
Like, do you
His
know
good friend Kevin Owens, and he knew that he was going to. He knew that he was going to get in trouble now for not helping Kevin either.
Ludwig Kaiser had a nice, funny showing where he got to
Came in and got knocked out.
Yeah, but he got to show a bit of personality.
I knew when he started running.
You're going straight out.
Yeah, I was like, he's running, and then
you're
he's
out.
gone.
And
AJ Styles shows up with the old AJ Styles music.
Thank fuck.
They don't want
that got a major pop because people loved that fucking tune.
Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura shows up, and it kind of was like,
He did nothing as well.
I was like, the shine of Shinsuke has worn off, but there was a moment in the ring.
Should we talk about the Drew McIntyre stuff?
We will. But I just wanted to take a moment to appreciate when I was looking in that ring, and I was like, there's Finn Balor, there's Shinsuke Nakamura, there's like AJ Styles, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, Sami. I was like, man, the fucking roster is stacked. I was like, if you actually put some thought into, say, I know Finn has been like it. Yeah, but he's kind of been a lackey for a while.
Finn has a really cool role on the roster.
Yeah, but I was like, this is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And then we ended up with what we ended with, and I was like, fuck. But
the Drew stuff. So LA Knight comes in and with Logan Paul and all that or whatever, and then Drew's big moment of getting eliminated gets kind of fucked up by everyone bumping off each other.
Not really. So
they did bump.
But how? So the way this is framed, and there's a few things, right?
I don't
there's
entirely agree with some of the stuff that has come out about Drew's feelings either.
Yeah, but Drew has said, unless you hear it from me, it didn't really happen. So I don't know if I believe that Drew was pissed off. Because how would Drew know that the shine of his elimination was gone? Because
he got zero reaction?
No, it was more like the commentary. You can hear Wade Barrett kind of been like, oh, Ellen, and Drew McIntyre's been eliminated. He wouldn't have known that that's the way the commentary went, though, by the time he got to the back.
Yeah, but also I just feel like, he noticeably got bumped in the ring while it was happening.
No, he didn't get bumped.
Damien did.
Damien got bumped. So he wouldn't have known.
Well, you don't know what they see or hear the second
unless
they
the
walk back
path,
here.
the path wasn't completely clear.
Now, I think a big problem here is, and this happened. This was a big problem in the men's rumble all throughout. They weren't eliminating people quick enough. There was too many people in the ring.
They were meant to get. There's talks that Drew was meant to get eliminated earlier, and then there's also talks that Drew is not happy with his Damian Priest feud going into Mania.
I don't know about that stuff. I'm just saying about the
and you're like, well, why? He's like, oh, he feels he deserves more. Damian Priest is the guy who took the title off you at the Mania beforehand.
Yeah, but I also feel after the year Drew's had, he feels he should have a premium spot on the card.
And they had a match in Glasgow as well, anyway. So,
but I feel he thinks that after the year he's had, he should be in that Punk, Drew, Seth, Roman kind of conversation. You know what I mean? Or Punk, Seth, Roman. He should be in that echelon of thing.
He wouldn't really be wrong, but
he's not wrong on that front.
But like we've seen Punk and Seth, we've seen Punk and Roman.
No, but sure, they're going back to Punk and Seth.
We've seen McIntyre and Punk, McIntyre Roman, McIntyre Rollins, but we've seen McIntyre and Priest as well. Like that was the Glasgow Clash in the Castle.
It was,
yeah. So was it?
I think it was Glasgow.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was Glasgow, not when. Yeah, that was when Punk did the pin.
Yeah,
or was it? Yeah, it was Glasgow.
Yeah, it was when Punk did the pin.
Because it was the night Isla Dawn and
Because I was trying to think what title it was for. It wasn't against Cody, sure.
No, it was
Cody was against
the Gunter title because Gunter.
Didn't Cody open up that Clash at the Castle against AJ?
Was that the rematch? They're a really crap I Quit match.
Yeah, it was against AJ. Yeah, but who else do you put Drew with?
I don't know, but like
Drew and Jacob.
Fuck yeah.
Drew and Braun.
No.
Drew and Sheamus. No, Sheamus and Braun. Sure,
Sheamus and Braun is the way.
That's going to happen. Who got Braun out?
Roman.
Yeah.
After the spear.
Oh, that was cool.
That was a cool spot. That whole thing was done really well. It was like
Penta throws out Finn.
Yeah, I could see them doing something. That would be cool.
That would be cool. I think does Finn go against Dom though?
It seems they're trending that way.
Like I feel bad for poor JD McDonough, man.
Yeah,
after you're puncturing along.
No, fuck me.
I was really excited heading into the crescendo of this.
Yeah, because
there
was still like, I know Drew got eliminated and like Sammy got eliminated and all that, but you still had like the heavy hitters in there.
Yeah, Karrion Kross when Sammy got eliminated. So there's a video of Karrion Kross where like and he's snapping and he's like, do it for yourself, Sammy, whatever. But we end up at the final six. Penta's who gets Penta out? And like he's the Iron Survivor or whatever.
42 minutes. It wasn't the longest run. Penta got eliminated in the middle of the thing by Finn Balor.
Oh, he got eliminated by Finn. I thought he eliminated Finn.
No, Finn got then eliminated by
Drew?
Cena.
Oh, fuck Cena.
So we get down to the final six of Cena, Jey Uso, Logan Paul,
CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm excited. And
I was like, there's multiple directions you could go here.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Logan Paul, he ain't winning it. I was like, Cena, I would fucking hate.
But Logan Paul is playing spoiler. He's eliminating a big name.
Yeah, I was like, we need to, like, I thought he was going to eliminate Cena. I was like,
that's what they should have done.
Put Logan Paul with Cena. Perfect. Yeah. I know I'm happy. Like, I want to get this across because so many people seem to be on this nostalgia trend of John Cena. John Cena's reign as WWE champion, for the most part, was fucking shit for...
It was painful.
People that were in their teens. I think... I don't want to generalize it for a lot of people, whatever. For me, I did not like it.
And me.
I hated
Al,
it.
and John. And...
John himself. John Cena himself.
Yeah.
I did not like the character of John Cena. It was too much
hokey. It was hokey.
It was hokey. It was too much like the Superman problem. That he's infallible or whatever the word is. You know, he's just omnipresent.
Yeah.
And he is super powered and
he's OP.
I hate it. Overpowered.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And I just can't stand seeing him being the same character
Do you know what I
for
found
nearly
really
20
funny?
years.
I'm sorry to the person whose work I'm going to rip off. I can't remember your name, but I seen someone on Twitter say watching Cena in 2025 is the exact same as watching Bob Backlund when he came back in 95 or 94. I was like, he even moves like an old lad. Like, he doesn't move well.
Not even like how he moves or whatever. It's just like, because you get nostalgia runs all the time. It's just, he has never changed.
Yeah. He's
Ever.
still in jorts, like.
Yeah, man. Like,
He's still in jorts. You think of, like, legends of the game, like,
you think of Jericho and how many different iterations of Jericho
Great
we have.
Muta or someone.
You think of the different iterations of people. John Cena's never changed for the past
Not
20 years.
once.
And you can say, oh, he's staying true to the Cena character and all the work that he has done and all that.
off.
But man, wouldn't it be so
A
sweet if
little
he...
bit of an evolution of character. You know?
And like, he stopped
you know what's-
Rusev. Be him at Mania.
Do you know what's a
be
really
Bray
cool...
at Mania.
Do you know what's a really cool genre of films?
What?
The old gunslinger coming back out one last time.
Jeff Jarrett's doing that.
I know, but like...
Not well, I don't think.
Not well, but like ruffled and fucked and battered.
JBL should have been in the Rumble.
Yeah. But like, yo, the old gunslinger coming back out one last time, but they're fucked and they look fucked. That should be what Cena's doing. I'm fucked, but I'm a gunslinger.
Yeah.
I'm not a gunslinger, Cena.
Should have been broken down Cena.
Liam Neeson in...
I have no
whatever
interest in
fucking-
seeing Cena win the 17th world title.
No, I hope it's not.
It shouldn't happen.
It'll happen by the end of the year.
And like, there's such a disconnect because I remember I did that thing where I laid it out about John Cena going up against Kevin Owens and never win. People are like, that's a horrible take. And I was like, no, it's just a different take.
Yeah.
But then I look at fucking people commenting on WWE 2K25 and The Island. And I'd love to do a video game wrestling podcast, just like a once off. And I know like you have, I just loved them back in the day. I
loved them back
fucking
in the day.
hate what they've become.
Yeah.
And this whole island premise that they're doing on 20...
Nonsense.
But John Cena is not someone I want to see in any main event.
No.
I want to see him lose all the time. All the time.
I don't mind if he wins a few matches.
No, I want to see him repent
For his
for the
sins.
years of sins. Right, fair enough. He put over Kevin Owens
We could
back
have
in
had a
2015.
Monster Umaga title reign back in the day.
Man.
Imagine a Monster Umaga title reign. That would have been deadly around 09, 2009.
Umanga.
That would have been
Thanks,
fucking
William Regal.
class.
I just, I do not want to see
So
John Cena.
we're in the final six.
And the fact, so we're in the final six, and I was quite excited. I was like, right, this is cool. I like the way the direction's going. Did not think it was going to be Jey Uso. I was like, if they do Cena, I'm not going to like it. Logan Paul ain't going to do it. So it's going to be out of the four, out of six, there's four, and three of them I'm okay with, and one of them I just not. And CM Punk I'd love.
Yeah.
He's never done it. He's going to main event WrestleMania. That's a great fucking story.
Because I thought
him and Cody would be a great thing.
That was
that's
the match.
And that's like a fuck you to AEW as well.
That was the match.
And then fucking Punk eliminates Seth and Roman. And I'm like, oh shit. And they don't even give that much time to resonate because Logan Paul throws out Punk. And then I could feel everything deflate in me. And I was looking in the ring and I was like, it's Logan Paul, John Cena,
and
or
Jey Uso. The three most interesting options are gone.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I was even more like when Seth stomped Roman, absolutely creased him with his 2 feet.
Looked deadly.
I was more interested in what was happening out there because you had Paul Heyman involved. And now I'm like, Paul Heyman is out of the sphere. So I found myself thinking, going, what would be perfect here? If you smell... The Rock has made an executive decision.
31st entry.
He is going to be the 31st entry. I was like, I hope The Rock wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But no. Logan Paul gets tossed out and we get Jey Uso and John Cena, right?
It was bad.
And
too.
I was like, fair enough.
They were trying to have a wrestling match. It was bad.
And I started thinking, going, what's the lesser of two evils here? I think maybe Jey. But then I started going, if you had asked me before the Royal Rumble what Jey Uso matches I would be excited to watch,
The answer is 0.
none of them.
Yeah.
Who would get you excited to watch Jey Uso?
Not a single
His matches with Gunther. And Gunther can have great matches. We're okay.
Okay.
Like who?
That's the upper end of a Jey Uso match.
Jey Uso and Drew? Maybe is that the way to go? Because Jey... But I don't really care about that. I think that would have been a step down for Drew. And people go, oh, he's so over, and he has the crowd chanting along. You know who else has the crowd chanting along with him back in the day? Road Dogg.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see Road Dogg win the Royal Rumble.
No.
I don't want to see Jey Uso.
And you had your man, that nerd Dave LaGreca, going on about how...
Who the fuck is Dave LaGreca?
He does that show with Bully Ray. You know that one? Busted Open Radio. This is... Moments like this are better than any 5-star match. I'm like, dude, he had this moment, firstly, because he won a match. So without the match he won last night, you don't get this moment on Raw, you fucking idiot. And secondly, like, now we have to watch him have another world title match. We just saw the match last week. Sorry, I spat on you.
No, but in fairness, like, I said this about CM Punk and about Drew McIntyre, and I was like, you weren't happy with their SummerSlam match. I was like, and I can't be a hypocrite saying they must have been leaving something in the tank. So maybe Gunther and Jey knew that they needed to leave something in the tank on Saturday night's main event because they're going to have a WrestleMania match. But what I am not...
But Jey can't get to that level.
But is that part of the interesting story now? Jey can't get to that level.
Interesting.
Maybe he can.
This guy can't wrestle.
Maybe he can super kick.
He can't. 100 times.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
How many super kicks to put down Gunther?
Can I just say, right? The man had one of the worst singles matches in WrestleMania history last year with his brother.
With a massive build.
In a turbocharged, emotionally twin match with his brother, with a massive build as part of the Bloodline saga, and it was one of the worst matches ever at WrestleMania. And now this year, he's getting a world title match.
Like, he got the name Main Event Jey Uso, right?
Yeah.
And I get that it's a turn, and that comes from the Hell in a Cell with Roman and all that. Like, but in my opinion, if he's going against anybody, he needs to get retribution for like the years of losing to Roman.
Yes.
Like, they had that tribal combat match.
And he lost.
And it was a bad match.
It was a bad match.
Like, who is excited to see Jey Uso against anybody?
Here's the thing, right? Like, all this thing online now at the minute about storytelling. The stories support the matches and the matches support the stories. It's fucking wrestling. They're inherently intertwined.
That's exactly what Swerve Strickland said on his X account.
Did he?
Yes, that's exactly.
Thank you, Swerve.
You stole it from him, you fucking mark.
I didn't see that. But
bullshit.
No, the two of them are intertwined.
Fucking Stan didn't take
Swerve. I love Swerve. But like...
maybe it's good. Like, maybe Jay is going to pull it out of the bag.
He's not going to pull it out of the bag.
But the thing is...
Next thing, whatever about that. What's even more egregious? What's even more... Because that's not going to main event night 1 or night 2.
That's what I was going to say.
It's not going to.
It's like, okay, now we have her out... that Charlotte's going to main event night 1 or Rhea.
Neither of the Rumble winners are main eventing either night of the Rumble.
Well, who's going to main event the first night?
Cody and Cena is going to be night 2.
No! I don't want Cody and Cena.
It's going to happen, Shane.
No, Cena's going to lose in the elimination.
It's happening. Cody and Cena are doing...
Paul Levesque.
And the other one is the triple threat that nobody wants to fucking see either. Rollins, Punk and Roman Reigns.
Oh, they've gone the least interesting.
The least interesting? That's the most egregious.
But maybe... because we can't predict it, because this is what no one would have anticipated, maybe that's a good thing.
It's not.
Because no matter who they picked, nobody would have been excited. You cannot make everybody happy.
CM Punk versus fucking Cody Rhodes. I can't say what I was going to say. I would have been, like, jacked for that. I would have been over the moon with that.
You would have given yourself a chub.
That's what I was going to say.
I knew what you were going to say.
I would have been sat there, fully chubbed, at 5 a.m., ready for Punk versus Cody.
Oh.
On the 20-whatever of April.
But maybe we'll get that. I'm a 35-year-old man, and I'm
nearly 40. Like.
I'm giving out about wrestling. And I'm actually quite, stoked for Jey Uso.
It's great for him.
And he is over with the people. I don't personally...
Can I just point out something, though, as well? The man is over until the bell rings. In-ring matches aren't over.
He's had good matches, against the New Day.
And tag team matches.
Still. And I didn't mind, I did kind of like
he's
the way...
He's had really good tag team matches.
I did like the way...
He's not a bad wrestler.
I did like the way back in the day where Back in the day, back in the pandemic era, like when he was getting a little push in the main event, I liked seeing that kind of thing where, Bob Holly gets thrown in for a world title match or Royal Rumble 04.
Brock Lesnar.
And you're like, class. He's not going to win, but class. But Jay's going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win. He's going to dethrone Gunter's wet fart of a reign that should have been amazing.
You're going to have Michael Cole.
Hey. Yeet, yeet. Like, he's using a catchphrase that was started to be uncool in like 2017. Yeet is an old...
Is that not what I thought he came up with that.
No, yeet was a thing people were saying like 7 years ago.
Yeah, we got over though. Fair fucks to him.
WWE had a chance to have like an all-time WrestleMania. Because like...
The players that they have.
I know, and the thing about it is, right? Seth Rollins has a lot of wear and tear in the body. And physically, he's not what he was 5 or 6 years ago.
Seth Rollins is fantastic.
He has a lot of wear and tear. That man's knees have been through the ringer. What I'm saying is, now is the time. Like, Seth doesn't have that many years left at the highest level. Roman Reigns is part-time as it is. CM Punk is 47. John Cena's in his retirement year. Cody's approaching 40.
So they need to make new stars, Jey Uso.
It's not that they need to... He's 39. It's not that they need to make new stars. It's that the current generation of... Like, we just said how stacked this Rumble was. You're looking at it and all these guys are here. Seth Rollins is getting older with a lot of wear and tear in his body.
So they don't have a lot of main events.
They don't have a lot of years left to have a WrestleMania like this with that batch of stars. Yeah, like deadly, 2-3 years time, we're going to be in here hopefully talking about like, man, I can't wait for Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu main event WrestleMania. Braun Breaker's just won the Royal Rumble. He's main event against Fatu. But like, that's that generation, the next crop up. The current generation don't have that long left at the top.
Ideally,
we're getting in towards the the really end years of Rollins, Reigns, Punk as your top of the card.
Ideally, in my head, I would have liked Sammy to win the Rumble.
Loved it, yeah. Brilliant.
And
Kevin to beat Cody.
Yeah. Or even Cody to beat Kevin, and Kevin is in the background of Sammy and Cody.
Cool.
Because Kevin is, and then Kevin can go on to Randy.
Yeah. Because like Sammy and Kevin, they don't have that many years left at the top of the card either.
Sammy and Kevin, even though we are getting that for the title, that just seems like that's like, whew.
But you know what that is as well? Is like
that's fan service though, is it?
It doesn't matter. Those guys, do you know this whole you deserve it thing? There's nobody who deserves it more in WWE than the two of them. Because Sami Zayn's historical importance in getting the bloodline stuff over is massively overshadowed. He was the key that gave that whole thing heart.
Yeah.
And it was him that got that to the next level.
Because Cody was stoic, and then he created that kind of...
Sammy brought the emotion to that, like, and he got personality out of Jimmy and Jey.
Yeah.
Like, he just uplifted everything. Like, if anyone deserves a main event WrestleMania world title match, it's fucking Sami Zayn's.
Him and Kevin did.
Not
against
Jey
the
Uso.
Usos.
Yeah, it's not the same. I'm talking about singles. Once in a lifetime, like. Sami Zayn deserves it more than anybody. But I would have... what I wanted, after they cut the angle on Raw the week before, Cody and Punk, I was like, yeah, that's what I want now. You've shown me, you've opened the door, I've seen it.
We can still get it.
You can't close the door.
We can still get it.
I know, but...
Elimination. I don't think Cena's going to win the Elimination Chamber.
He might not, but they're going to do the triple threat with Punk, Roman and Rollins. And that is the worst combination of all of... You could do another Punk and Rollins singles match.
I was looking at it going, when Rollins and Roman were there, and I was like, this iteration of Rollins and Roman, considering what happened last year at WrestleMania, I was like, I'd be stoked to see that as a WrestleMania match. I'd put that into the group.
But that's more interesting than the triple threat too.
Yeah, don't throw CM Punk in there.
Any singles match between those three in the build to WrestleMania is more interesting than the triple threat. Because we all know who's eating the pin in that triple threat.
Or Punk and...
Rollins is eating the pin. Like.
Punk and Cena. I'd like to see maybe that WrestleMania.
That'd be fucking cool.
And just have Cody go up against...
Jacob Fatu.
Mad. Whoever wins the elimination.
Just fucking
Jacob Fatu against anybody.
Rocket ship that guy right now.
Right. Well, that's been it.
Yeah. An okay show. I'm talking about us. Royal Rumble was crap.
This-
We were fantastic. Royal Rumble was okay.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you happy with Jey Uso? Are you happy with Charlotte? Are you happy with us? Do you want John Cena to go up against Cody Rhodes? Let us know everything.
Like, subscribe, and give us 5-star reviews on all the podcast machines.
Yeah, and on the podcast machines, leave a comment. Almar did it there, and he was like, "You're bitching about me again."
Yeah.
Sorry, Al.
We were. He was. I wasn't.
I wasn't.
You were.
I can't even remember what I said.
Doesn't matter.
It was probably the truth.
It was.
Thanks very much for listening to the WrestleFan Wrestling Show. We've been the Old Bucks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe. Stay sane.